Welcome to ET Auto. I'm Nabil Ahmed Khan and I have here with me Mr. Nirmal Minda, the new president of Auto Component Manufacturer Association. Welcome to ET Auto.
Thank you very much.
You have taken over as president of ACMA at a time when probably it is most interesting as well as most difficult time. What are your key things, key elements that you are going to implement in your tenure? What is your mission?
I would say that this is a challenging time, and in a challenging time, the industries need to be more together. And we are passing through a revolution now of this e-mobility. And with this resolution of the e-mobility, we need to work together with SIAM and also the government, and we need to make a clear roadmap of the implementation plan with the clear responsibility of each, government, SIAM and ourselves, so that, there are a lot of ambiguities now, who will do what and from when. So time plan and the kind of investment, the kind of subsidy required from the government, the investment required by SIAM, the investment required by component manufacturers. I think this is the biggest challenge. And I will try to, in my challenge, make ACMA as much as more, proactive in approach.
So proactive in approach, that is going to be your key. If we look at the landscape right now, we are on a cusp of biggest ever change that we had in the last few decades. And auto component industry is at a very vulnerable stage right now. If we talk about small component makers, small company which did not have that much of technology prowess, many of them may become, irrelevant. So for that, what ACMA is going to do, what is the roadmap for that? How are you working in that direction? Because of the BS6 implementation, there will a lot of opportunity created, as well as there will be some older technology that will become obsolete. So in such a scenario, how and what is the way out?
See, first of all, with this disruption in the technology, I would not say that the many component manufacturer would disappear. No, it is not that. The component, there are some aligned technology, there are opportunities more than the disruption. In the disruption, there are opportunity. So let's look at the opportunity rather than the disruption. And as far as the changing in the norms, it continue to happen because government is, we all are very concerned of the environment, which is, reducing emissions and the, so-called safety. And there is, when we talk about safety, there is opportunity of airbag and starting from driver airbag to co-airbag to the side airbag and the retractable seat belt and the telematics, these are all safety related products. So there are many opportunity will arrive rather than any, problem in so the small and medium. Yes, I understand that there are concern for small scale industries, but so they will, I think, will become tier 2 if they are not able to invest future because the margins levels are not so high. So they will also enjoy the same business by be a tier 2 of some large manufacturer.
Okay, so that's how it is looking
will shape,
like.
take a shape.
For the bigger manufacturer, the competition is going to be head on with the companies based in developed market like Germany, Japan. Do you think it will also have the impact on large scale component makers?
I would say the foreign players, when they come to, there are two ways. One is the import and second is the, they come and setting a plant here. So when government of India is already, Make in India initiative, so we all are concerned about the import. So import, we have to make our nation import-led nations. Now, as far as coming to the second part, they come and set up the factories and for the competition of the local player. So there are 2-3 ways. They will definitely require local players to be partners because it is very difficult for them to handle here the kind of a, the complex, I would not say complex, I would say that, a difficult situation of, handling different tier 2, tier 3, the labor laws, the administrative activity, the financial, the coordination. So all that, they will need a different in local partners.
Looking at the Indian component space, we have seen mostly Indian manufacturer where getting into technical alliance or were forced to get into joint venture just to get the technology. Don't you think this the current situation heralds a new beginning and probably gives a good message to the industry that yes, you need to be ready in terms of technology as well, and it's time we should increase investment in R&D. So what is the mood of the industry? Are they now open to investing in R&D What has been the average expenditure in R&D and how it is looking like going forward?
So you are very right. You know, the R&D is a very key word. We have to have our own technology whereby we create our own patent. Our own technology need to be imbibed. So for this, from ACMA we are working with the government to heavy industries to create a technology fund to support the industries to create a patent. And government is very open and supportive in that. They are asking us to come and bring the project so that they can work jointly and create a patent jointly, and then they can spread upon. So this is one area we are working. Secondly, the industries on their own, different component manufacturer on their own are working on their technology, and they have created their own so-called R&D cells in the different part of the country.
So what will be the average
the spend is around, I would say right now it is 1 to 2%, but everybody is now thinking of increasing it to 3 to 4%, 5%.
So that's a good
that's a good sign,
if you look at the
because self-reliance is very, very important for if you do not want to do, and this has happened in many of the cases.
So because you talk about Make in India, so in most cases what happens when you sign a joint venture, many of the foreign partner close doors for your exports. And look at the last year's industry's performance. The export has not been that bullish for Indian component industry. Overall, though we grew and the auto component industry size has become over $43 billion, but still exports, the kind of expectation we have, we did not get the same kind of result. What was the reason, and how do you think the industry should cope up with this area as well?
So there are two again aspects in this. One is that if you create your own technology, you have your own patent, you have your own self-reliance, then you are free from any party to export anywhere. And the export of two kinds. One is the OEM, second is the aftermarket. Yes, we have much more aftermarket at present than the OEM, but it is increasing. The OEM is also increasing, and this depends upon the sustainability of our quality and the cost efficiency. So these are the two major concerns. But if you have a joint venture and if you optimize your cost and you reduce your cost and cost efficiency create every year on year, or and secondly your quality is continuously improving and sustainable, you don't create any defect and all that, then your foreign collaborator itself gives an opportunity to buy from you, and he also consider you that as one of the hub for his sourcing. So it is not that it is banned. Yes, most of the cases, but they also need a sustainable quality, which is a concern as of now in our industries because of so many,
So
hurdles.
for last year, even capacity utilization was not up to the mark for component industry. Overall, if we look at, how do you look at the scenario in this financial year, which we are currently training in, which is undergoing huge changes?
When you say capacity, means you are saying capacity, less utilization of capacity?
Yeah.
See, I would say now with the industry growing to a double digit, almost 10% and all, so capacity is going to be constrained, in fact, if you ask, is going to be shortage rather than, particularly in the case of, let's say, there are customers like Maruti, customers like Honda, so whose production is increasing, rapidly.
So what was the average capacity utilization for component maker
let's say last year it has been around 75-80%, but now I think everybody is touching around 90%, 95%. And people are now creating, even the Maruti is creating the additional capacity, in Gujarat. Gujarat, run this also. Everybody, all of us are setting about 60-70 manufacturers.
So what kind of investment and job creation you look forward to coming up from auto component industry in this financial year?
We are expecting a growth of around 10% as far as the
So lesser than last
year?
year?
Yeah, little lesser than last year. But I think with this now second half, with the stabilization of GDP, the things are getting it to the normal.
What is the specific reason for being a little conservative in terms of growth potential that you see?
There are two reasons everybody knows. One is the demonetization and the GST.
But the government is still adamant demonetization was very good move. So
So I can't comment on the government. Government
But you think
perspective.
that
No, that
industry
was not
has,
disrupted. I mean, it was a mood, the kind of a mood of a general consumers. For some time, it get disturbed. Otherwise, things get normal after.
So
January
because of
also.
demonetization,
Yeah.
mainly you.
About 1 or 2 months.
Okay, so that's
That is one of the
trailed.
impact,
Okay, okay. And what kind of job creation do you expect in terms of last year versus this year?
When I say 10% growth in the top line, so I would say around, with the productivity increase and all that, about 8% or so job, because we are expecting some kind of productivity increase or low cost automation and all
So
that.
how many people are employed currently in auto component industry, and how do you look at
That figure I won't know very exactly at this moment.
it? But any rough figure if you could share?
No, honestly not. I don't know.
Okay, thank you
It's
so
not
much.
in my mind.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.